Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a great day today. Wherever you're tuning in from, do yourself a damn favor, hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Okay, so for like the 40 of you who saw my video this morning, I posted a video. I was kind of experimenting earlier, thinking about doing some new stuff here on the channel. I was experimenting earlier yesterday, just going when I'm out and about around town, just taking my camera with me and shooting little clips talking about boxing. You know, I kind of just started spewing whatever came to my mind, and I just decided to upload it because I had heard bits and pieces of Anthony Joshua's interview with ESPN First Take. I finally this morning I finally had a chance to watch the whole thing, which is why I've since deleted the video, and I'm going to recant those statements because I don't fully agree with them. I will say that after watching Anthony Joshua's interview on First Take and on not just your First Take, but also on the Jalen and Jacoby show, I have mixed feelings about some things he said. So we'll get into all that here on True School Sports and in this video. But I want to play you guys some audio. So right now, this is Anthony Joshua talking about the facts of the matter, you know, between pecking order between him, or facts in his mind. Fact between him, Wilder, and Fury. So we're gonna play that, and then we're gonna play something else after that. So before I start going in and make my points, let's play it.
It's like Deontay has risen in terms of the moral standing of it all, and now all of a sudden you're not the heavyweight champ. There's a question. You're a heavyweight champ. How do you respond to that?
Number one, I feel like if you have to draw to be classed a heavyweight champion of the world, that's not where I'm going. I'm knocking people out straight up through Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder drew. Let's not beat around the bush, and that's not how I want to retain my titles. And it's good because there's enough people in the playing field to be named great heavyweights in this era, which is good. And with that being said, as I said, when you look at my legacy that I'm trying to create, 5 years in, I've been professional 5 years. I've had 7 world title defenses. I was a world champion by the time in my 16th fight. Then you got these guys I'm dealing with that have been professional 10 years. So when you're talking about who's who and what we've achieved, when you compare, and that's what I'm saying, I already talk from a place of stats and facts. I know I'm the one. And I know I'm going to be here long when them guys are gone. So let them carry on. And it's not about right now. It wasn't about my fight with Vladimir. And it shouldn't be about their fight with Fury and Wilder. It's about what happens in the long term. And that's why from my 16th fight, I threw myself in the deep end to make sure I cement my legacy for the long term.
Okay, so that was what he said there. Interesting stuff, you know, strong words from Anthony Joshua. He is right. You know, he's been professional for what, 5 years? They've been professional for 10. He's been fortunate to capitalize a lot on the opportunities that have been presented to him in his career. But I still want to play another clip from later in the interview because this is what kind of sparked that video you guys saw of me in the shoe store. So here's what he said about Tyson Fury wanting to fight. I didn't agree with this. He said, here's what he said.
April 13th.
Real quick,
what more can
Tyson
I say?
Fury. Real quick,
I'm
Tyson
not interested
Fury.
in Tyson Fury.
You're not interested.
Because he's not the champion. That's where I'm coming from.
But lineal, he beat Klitschko. He hasn't lost since
But
then.
that lineal status, when I was joining the heavyweight ranks, no one told me about lineal champion. I knew about WBC, IBO, IBF, WBA, and WBO, and I got my hands on 4 of them. So I don't know where this lineal just popped out of the woodworks from. But if I got to get my hands on that too, and that's about that the world's interested in, Fury can step in if he's serious. That's where I'm coming from. I want to fight the champions. I'm the one leading the pack. I've been doing that since I made my debut. 5 years in, 7 world title defenses, and I'm running the game. I mean business. And I don't know what more I have to do to kind of get that message across to the world. As I said, maybe because I'm not on here with ice around my neck, flashing jewels, talking about pay-per-view numbers. That's not really my swag, you know what I'm saying? But I handle my business. That's where I'm coming from, about my business, and I do that in the ring.
So there you have it, man. Pretty funny stuff there. Molly Quorum, the host, she looked like not trying to be perverted, but she looked like she wanted to get piped by Anthony Joshua the whole freaking interview. She's sitting over there going like this, and when he talks about handling business, she's like, "Do you handle business?" Like it was just funny. But so a couple things, Anthony Joshua. So he recovered from saying he didn't want to fight Fury, or saying that he wasn't interested in fighting Fury, because he said if the world is interested in it. That's something that Fury can step in, and that's something the world wants to see. Well, I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I can speak for True School Sports and a lot of us boxing fans. I want to see Fury versus Joshua. But if I see Fury Wilder, I'm not gonna be mad at that too. I think any of these fights are great for the heavyweight division. Any one of them. And to be fair, Joshua has had this April 13th date scheduled since before the Povetkin fight, which is in September. He's had both these dates. He had the September 22nd for this year and April 13th scheduled for like he has had April 13th scheduled about 8 to 9 months in advance. So we've known about April 13th in Wembley Stadium for a long time. And the date can be for a lot of different kind of fighters. It could be for Wilder, it could be for Fury, it could be for Dillian White. We just don't know. But we'll give AJ the benefit of the doubt because when we look at the resume, when we look at what he's done in his career, he's beaten a lot of top names: Povetkin, Klitschko, Takam, Joseph Parker, Dillian White. The list goes on and on and on. So he's saying he wants to fight. And right now, as far as I'm concerned, Fury and Wilder, the rematch has not been formally announced. That they have not negotiated that. So right now, it's open season. They can make any fight they want in the heavyweight division. So he's saying he wants to fight. I believe he wants to fight. His track record and what's at stake against a Wilder should show that he wants to fight. But I don't know, man. When I first heard the whole Fury thing, I didn't like the way he sounded. I didn't like the way he said it. And it's not even just a Joshua thing. Like I always feel like even with Eddie Hearn, there seems to be a reluctance to call him out or want to fight him from the Eddie Hearn side of things. So that's probably why I made that video, just because I know how Eddie Hearn's been talking about it. Now, a funny thing, two things I noticed about one thing I'll say about the ESPN interviews. I think Max Kellerman did a piss poor job, to be honest with you, because he's out here straight telling lies. Like he's telling lies. He's talking about how Anthony Joshua beat Klitschko and he did it convincingly, unlike Tyson Fury, which is complete and utter crap. It's crap because Tyson Fury went out there and he outboxed Klitschko he clinically outboxed Vladimir Klitschko. It was easy for him. And he didn't struggle. Yeah, it wasn't a knockout, but damn, he made that shit look easy. But the great George Foreman once said, boxing is like jazz. The better you do it, the more people don't like you. The more people don't understand. So, it is what it is. He was telling lies. Because AJ, as much as I like AJ, he did struggle with Vladimir Klitschko. Klitschko was lighting his ass up, and he was fortunate to catch him in the later rounds. But I didn't think that was a fair assessment. And then he goes on by saying that Anthony Joshua is a bigger cash cow than Canelo Alvarez, which couldn't be further from the truth right now in terms of overall marketability, because he is the heavyweight champ. He is extremely popular, but he ain't Canelo level yet. He's still that second cash cow in boxing. I think anybody who follows boxing would know that at this point in time. With that being said, he also on not just the first take interview, he was also dishonest about Fury versus Wilder. He said that he thought it was a draw, and personally, I scored a 114. I told you guys I rewatched the fight, so it wasn't a close fight. But I think when you had 114, 112, 115, 111, Fury won the fight. He outboxed Deontay Wilder, and I think him not taking a side is just his way of not giving credence to either guy. Because if he said Fury won the fight, then people wanted to fight Fury, and if he said Wilder won the fight, then people want to fight Wilder. So that's his way of kind of smoothing and papering over the cracks and not putting any extra pressure on himself. And then he said something ridiculous. He talking about when he was talking about his resume. He said, in my 16th fight, I threw myself in the deep end to cement my legacy. And he's talking about when he won his first world title by fighting Charles Martin, a man in Charles Martin who we all know is going to get sparked out the ring. So it is what it is. And he did admit in the Jalen and Jacoby interview. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch the Jalen and Jacoby interview with Anthony Joshua. He did say that the Fury versus Wilder fight was the first time in his career that he watched fighters in his weight class and thought that it should have been him in the ring. So there is a bit of jealousy in there. There is a bit of more, how should I say, urgency to get in the ring with these guys. And hopefully this will speed things up from both sides of the negotiating table. And he's saying, look, he's not interested in those two rematching. He wants to fight them right now. And if either one of them is serious, to fight them at Wembley Stadium. So I have mixed feelings about some of the things he said, but at the core of what he's saying is that he's saying everybody's saying this about me and everybody's saying that about me, but I'm someone who's who's built up a good body of work in such a short period of time. When you have these guys who've been in the game for a decade and they don't have my body of work. See what I'm saying? So I see where AJ's coming from. I don't agree with some of the things he says, but I think it's a great time heavyweight boxing. I think it's a 2019 will be, I believe it has a chance to be. 2019 has a chance to be the crescendo, the most exciting heavyweight boxing has been in a long time. It has a chance to be of that. So I think we're heading toward that. Joshua's running out of opponents. Fury and Wilder fought each other, so we're gonna get some big heavyweight fights next year. And April 13th is already reserved. So hopefully either Wilder or Fury get to the ring with Joshua. And if not, I want to see them fight each other. Either way, I think the fans win. It's a win-win for us boxing fans. I mean, there might be fights we prefer over the other. Like, I personally would prefer Fury against Joshua because I think Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. I feel like he beat Wilder already. I feel like he's not going to get a fair shake if it goes to the cards in the second fight. And on top of that, I think he could beat Joshua, and I want to see if he can do it. And I think it'd be a really good to see on the television screen, all that stuff. So that's my opinion. I know some people want to see Wilder, Joshua undisputed. I'm sure as hell not going to get mad at that either because we need the undisputed heavyweight champion. We need one face, one champion, whether it be Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, or Deontay Wilder. Who cares? We just want to see the damn fights. And that's pretty much what I took from it. Max Kellerman. So the takeaways are Max Kellerman did a horrible job interviewing Anthony Joshua. To put it lightly, he was a straight cuck in this interview. He was horrible. But shout out Max. Molly Quorum is literally over there undressing Anthony Joshua with her eyes, and like calm down. He's a human being like the rest of us. Okay, so you got Molly Quorum going crazy. And then you got Anthony Joshua just talking about how he threw himself in the deep end against Charles Martin and how he's never heard of the lineal champion and nobody ever talked about that. And it gets brought out of thin air. Well, Anthony, no. They didn't bring out the lineal championship out of thin air. It's been around since before you or I or your dad's dad was born. It's been around since the beginning of boxing history, connecting all the way back to John L. Sullivan, James J. Corbett, Jack Johnson, and the list goes on and on and on. You beating Tyson Fury, your name is thus in turn connected to the lineage of those great fighters throughout history, and nothing can change that. Even Shannon Briggs is a lineal champion. Nothing can change that. So think about that. Think about that, Andy. You talking about legacy, you talking about trinkets, lineal championship, heavyweight championship of the world is, in my opinion, the most prestigious title in sports. If you get it, your name is truly, truly cemented forever. Because when 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 80 years from now, if boxing is still around, hopefully 80 years from now, I hope it is, because the pussification of society might force boxing not to be a thing anymore. But if it is, when people look back at the heavyweight championship of the world and who was a champion in the 1900s and the 2000s, and they look back at 2018, 2019, and if you beat Tyson Fury, your name is there ever, and it connects you to all the heavyweights of the past, all the ones you can think of: Tyson, Foreman, Bo, Holyfield. Your name is connected to them forever. Trinkets are nice, but that lineal championship status is what you should be chasing. So that's why my video yesterday in the shoe store was what it was, because that's how I perceived it. But I don't think Tyson Fury didn't have any problem fighting Anthony Joshua, because I know Tyson Fury knows he can beat him. I know he can beat him. We all know he can beat him. It's possible. That to me is a very, very even fight, and I want to see it. So if for whatever reason Fury Wilder should fall apart in the negotiations and it doesn't happen, Fury versus Joshua, make the damn fight. Hopefully, Anthony Joshua, you're a man of your word, and you fight Tyson Fury. And if you don't fight Tyson Fury, then hopefully fight Deontay Wilder. But we got a nice little round robin going on in the heavyweight division, and I'm mentally preparing myself for the crescendo of heavyweight boxing action in 2019. We'll be here to cover it here on True School Sports. So hopefully, you guys enjoy it. It's 2:50 p.m. here in South Florida, December the 14th. You know what I'm saying? Been working out a little bit, leaning out a little bit. Be going to the shoe store and every now and then, we get looks from these females, but we ain't paying no mind. But I'm just saying, I'm liking the way I'm looking these days. Working out's been paying off. Yeah, I have to go to work, so you guys enjoy your day. You ponder what I said. Don't hold what I said against me at the shoe store too much against me, because I didn't watch all the interviews, to be honest with you. I kind of just heard clips here and there, and I was a bit upset by what I heard. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every gosh darn video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.